Today we have an iPhone 11 that was sent to us by another shop that the Face ID doesn't work. So we're just going to power on the phone and go to the settings and check on the Face ID. As you can see, the Face ID doesn't work normally. It cannot be normally set up. So I think there must be a problem with the dot projector. So we're just going to check the cameras and see if there's any fault with the cameras. Everything looks normal. And we're going to check the sensor on the screen to see if there's any fault with the sensor. Everything looks like it's working as it should. So we're just going to power off the phone and take out the dot projector. In this case, we're going to conclude that the Face ID of the dot projector have been malfunctioned. So what we're going to do is we're going to detach the Face ID module from the motherboard. Based on what the mobile phone shop said, this phone was sent to replace it LCD screen, and maybe the technicians did something that was wrong. So we don't know if the fault was from the technician or the Face ID had a problem before the screen was replaced. So we're going to protect the camera so we don't damage the camera. And we have a Face ID model flex, the JC ID. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy the information from the old flex from the Face ID model, and we're gonna copy that and burn it to the new flex cable. I'm gonna put a link below if you want to get the same flex cable that we use for these repairs. All the tools we use for this repair are gonna be on the link below. And we're just gonna copy the information and burn it to the new JC ID flex cable. When we burn this, and we're just gonna test it to make sure everything is working as normal. Now everything looks normal. So what we want to do right now is to separate the Face ID flex from the face camera, and this process needs to be done in a professional level so we don't damage the Face ID or the front camera. So we're gonna need a holding fixture in this process. So what I do is I use the drill to separate the metal plate. So this will be easy for me to take out the flex from the Face ID or the flex from the camera, which is the Face ID flex. I'm sorry guys, I could not show you on the camera, but that's how the process is gonna be. We're just gonna take out we're just gonna try to cut a little bit on the metal and try to put a little bit so we don't damage it. Everyone have their own method how they do it. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pull a little bit and make sure we don't destroy anything. So now we have some room to see how we can take out the flex. And we need to be careful so we don't destroy the crystal. So we use a little heat. I always use like 220. Now we've taken out the flex. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna separate the chip that is attached to the flex. So I used the heat, the soldering iron. With the soldering iron, it will help me not to use so much heat. So now that we have the chip, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna try to take out the MOSFET that is on the chip, and we're gonna use a jumper wire to jump from 0.2 to 0.3. So we need to remove all the adhesive that is attached to the module. So we use the jumper wire to jump from, after taking off the MOSFET, we jump from 0.2 to 0.3. So now we're going to attach the Face ID module to the flex. So we use the soldering iron. So now we're going to try to attach the flex all the way to the camera on the crystal. I'm going to use some adhesive to try to attach the metal plate. So with this process with the adhesive, I don't need to put the adhesive and let it get dry for like 5 minutes. You need to make sure everything is in place. So now that the adhesive is settled, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount the Face ID back to the motherboard. So we're going to take out the protection on the face camera. So now we're going to try to see if we got our problem fixed. Go to settings, go to face ID. So now you can see it. Now the problem is working as it should, or the face ID is working as it should. Thank you all for watching, and subscribe and share the videos, and see you in the next one.